What if the pain you're running from is actually the very thing sent to wake you up? Your pain didn't come to destroy you. It came to wake you up. They say pain changes people. But what if I told you your pain wasn't sent to destroy you? It was sent to wake you up, to shake you out of the life you thought you were meant to live, and push you toward the life you were born to live. The late nights of doubt, the mornings filled with regret, the silent when nobody called and nobody came. You thought it was punishment, but it wasn't. It was a message wrapped in silence, a message spoken in heartbreak, a message that didn't sound like a voice, but felt like fire. And today, you're finally ready to hear it. If you connect with stories like this, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It helps more people wake up to the truth they've been running from. Let's go back to that moment you never talk about, when everything broke, when the door slammed in your face, when they said they didn't believe in you, when life said, you're not enough. Not out loud, but through every rejection, every failure, every tear you wiped away when no one was watching. You stood there shattered. But what the world never saw was the part of you that didn't break. The part of you that clenched your teeth, that whispered, not yet. The part that took one step forward when everything inside you said, stay down. That's the part this world doesn't understand, because they don't see the pain behind your smile, the weight behind your silence, the fight behind your eyes. They don't see how every morning you wake up and still choose to try again, when quitting would be easier, when disappearing would be peaceful, when staying in bed feels safer than facing another day. But you do it, you get up, and maybe nobody claps for you. Nobody posts about your strength. Nobody knows how hard it is for you to breathe through the anxiety, to smile through the heartbreak, to stay kind through the rage. But you do it anyway, and that is what makes you unstoppable. Because listen, strength isn't loud. It doesn't always shout or show off. Sometimes strength is simply refusing to let go, even when your hands are shaking. Sometimes strength is in the smallest choices, like forgiving someone who never said sorry, like believing in yourself when no one else does, like starting over when your heart is still in pieces. You see, the pain was never your enemy. It was your alarm clock. It didn't come to kill you. It came to wake you up to who you really are. You thought you were weak, but pain revealed your power. You thought you were lost, but pain became your map. You thought it was the end, but pain was just the beginning of your real story. Because before pain, you were asleep. You were drifting. You were accepting less than you deserved. You were pleasing people who would never clap for you. You were living in a box someone else built for you. But pain tore that box apart. Pain made you question. Pain made you leave. Pain made you fight. And now you're here, stronger, wiser, quieter, but deeper, softer, but fiercer. You don't need applause to keep going. You don't need validation to rise. You don't need company to walk this road. Because finally, you've realized this journey is not about being liked. It's about being free. Free from the lies they told you. Free from the fear that held you back. Free from the shame that kept you small. You've been through hell, and yet, here you are, breathing, walking, becoming. So don't tell me pain broke you. Pain built you. It built the courage. It built the hunger. It built the voice inside that now says, I will never go back. I will never shrink again. I will never apologize for growing. I will never settle for almost. I will never pretend to be less than I am, because I've seen what pain can do, but I've also seen what I can become because of it. And maybe I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm not who I used to be either. I'm not sleeping anymore. I'm not waiting for someone to rescue me. I'm not hiding my wound, and they've become my proof. Proof that I've lived. Proof that I've survived. Proof that even in my weakest moment, I never gave up, and I never will. So many people wear their pain like a prison sentence, but not you. You wear it like armor. You walk with it, not because it defines you, but because it reminds you. It reminds you of the war you fought, the nights you screamed into the pillow, the moments when you didn't think you'd make it through the next minute, But somehow you did. You didn't break. You bent, yes, you cried. You doubted. You fell on your knees and begged the sky for a sign. But you got up again, and that's what matters. Because healing isn't loud. It's not glamorous. No one sees the work you do in the dark, the decisions you make when no one is watching, the strength it takes to sit with your own thoughts and still choose kindness. The world claps for big wins. But real warriors are made in the quiet moments. You became one of them. You started showing up for yourself, even when no one else did. You started cutting ties with people who only loved the version of you that served them. You stopped shrinking yourself just to fit into rooms that weren't built for your spirit. That's growth. Not the kind they post online, not the kind that gets instant praise, but the kind that lasts, the kind that changes you at your core, the kind that makes you unshakable. Because once you've sat in the fire and survived, you stop fearing flames. You stop fearing opinions. You stop fearing judgment. You stop fearing failure because you've already failed and you got back up. And now you know, failure isn't the opposite of growth. It is growth. It's a mirror. It shows you what's not working so you can rise higher. It humbles you so your strength doesn't become arrogance. It sharpens you so your next move is unstoppable. So don't hide your scars. Don't hide your story. Don't hide your process. Because someone somewhere is praying for the kind of strength you've built. Someone needs your voice. Someone is about to give up, and your comeback could be their reason to hold on. You see, we think motivation comes from perfection, but it doesn't. It comes from honesty, from saying, I've been there too, from saying, I know what it's like to lose everything and still keep going, from saying, this pain isn't the end, it's a new beginning. You've lived through enough to be dangerous now, not dangerous in a reckless way, dangerous in a powerful way, dangerous because you're no longer afraid to walk alone, dangerous because you've stopped asking for permission to be yourself. And here's what happens when you stop needing permission. You become magnetic. People feel your energy shift. They don't know what changed, but they feel it. You no longer tolerate disrespect. You no longer chase people who don't see your worth. You no longer explain your fire to those who fear your flame. Because once pain wakes you up, you don't go back to sleep. You start building, not for applause, not for followers, but for peace. You protect your time. You protect your heart. You protect your dream. Because now you know, not everyone gets to come with you. Some people were only meant for your past. Some stories were only meant to be chapters, not the whole book. And some endings are actually upgrades. The person who walked away, that was your release. The opportunity that fell through, that was your redirection. The loss that broke you, that was your elevation. Because sometimes the door has to slam shut. So you finally look for the one that leads you home. And home isn't a place, it's a feeling. It's the moment you stop searching outside yourself for what's always been within you. Confidence, clarity, conviction. It's in you now. The fire is in you now. The blueprint is in you now. So stop waiting. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for the fear to disappear. Stop waiting for someone to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. This is your life. This is your chapter. This is your time. And it all starts with one decision. Not to let your pain define you, but to let it refine you. To rise from it. To speak from it. To build from it. Because the greatest people you admire, they weren't born fearless. They were born wounded. Just like you. But they didn't stay broken. They didn't stay angry. They didn't stay small. They took their pain and made it their power. And so will you. You know, there's something terrifying about healing. Not because of the pain, but because of what comes after. Because once you heal, once you really face yourself, you can't unsee the truth. You can't go back to who you used to be. You can't pretend the old life still fits. You've outgrown it. The lies you used to tell yourself, the people you used to chase, the habits that kept you numb, they don't work anymore. And that's scary. But it's also the beginning of freedom, because now you're walking into life without the mask. without the noise, without the desperate need to prove anything to anyone. You've realized that peace is louder than applause, that being aligned is better than being accepted, that you weren't born to blend in, you were born to break through. You see, we live in a world that teaches you to hustle for worth, to bury your feelings, to fake strength until your soul forgets what softness feels like. But not you. You chose something different. You chose to feel fully, to hurt deeply, to grieve completely. And that choice, that's what made you unshakable. Not because you never fall apart, but because you no longer fear it. You let yourself fall, and then you rebuild. Stronger, wiser, more honest. And here's what's wild. Every time you break, every time you rise, every time you speak your truth, you give someone else permission to do the same. Because courage is contagious, and the world doesn't need more perfect people. It needs real ones. People who say, I've been in the dark, and this is how I found my way out. People who say, I'm still figuring it out, but I'm not giving up. People who say, this pain didn't destroy me. It built a version of me I never imagined. That's who you're becoming. Not by force, not by pretending, but by surrendering. Surrendering the need to control everything. Surrendering the past that tried to define you. Surrendering the belief that you have to carry it all alone. Because now you know. Strength doesn't mean doing it all. It means knowing when to rest, when to ask for help, when to let go. Let go of guilt, let go of shame, let go of the timelines that never belonged to you in the first place. You're not late, you're not behind. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And everything that felt like a detour, it was divine redirection. See, the universe doesn't waste pain. It uses it to mold you, to wake you, to align you, to show you what matters. And what matters isn't how fast you climb, but how grounded you stay. Because success without soul is empty. Love without self-respect is toxic. And goals without gratitude are never enough. But you've started building from a deeper place now, a place of wholeness, a place of clarity, a place of purpose. And once you build from that place, nothing can shake you, because your foundation isn't built on approval anymore. It's built on truth, your truth. And here's your truth. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are not lost. You are learning. You are not behind. You are evolving. And no matter what anyone says, your pace is perfect. Your story is sacred. And your voice, it matters. So stop dimming your light for people who prefer the dark. Stop playing small just to make others comfortable. Stop waiting for the right moment to live like you're worthy, because that moment is now, right now. This is the day you choose you. The day you look in the mirror and say, I'm done apologizing for being powerful. I'm done shrinking to be loved. I'm done hiding parts of me that were born to shine. Because from this moment on, you lead with authenticity. You love with boundaries. You grow with grace. And above all, you walk with purpose. No matter how messy the path looks, no matter how many times you fall, no matter how many people don't get it, because they're not supposed to. Your calling isn't a conference, it's a covenant between you and the divine. And once you step into that truth, no rejection can derail you. No delay can destroy you. No failure can define you. Because now your pain has a purpose. Your scars have a story. Your past has been purified into power. So breathe, let it in, let it rise. You didn't come this far just to survive. You came to awaken, and the world better be ready, because your light is coming. And now you begin again, not from scratch, but from experience. Not with fear, but with fire. Not with doubt, but with divine direction. Because every setback taught you something. Every heartbreak humbled you. Every breakdown cracked you open. Just enough for the light to get in. And you let it in. Even when it burned. Even when it hurt. Even when it meant losing everything you thought you needed. Because deep down you knew, if it costs you your peace, if it kills your joy, if it silences your soul, it's not for you. So you stopped chasing what was never meant for you, and you started becoming what you were always meant to be. aligned, authentic, alive. Now you know the truth. Your pain wasn't punishment, it was preparation. It carved you, shaped you, softened you, so you could carry something greater. It stripped away what was shallow to make room for what's sacred. And you felt every part of it. The silence, the loneliness, the nights you cried with no one watching. You lived through it. And still, you rise. Not perfectly, not painlessly, but powerfully. Because power isn't in pretending you're untouched. Power is in owning that you've been torn and still chose to rebuild. And now you move differently. You walk into rooms without needing to be the loudest. You set boundaries without guilt. You speak your truth, even when your voice shakes, because you don't need everyone to understand you. You just need to stay loyal to yourself. You've seen what happens when you betray your own heart, how it breaks you from the inside out. So now, you honor your intuition, you trust your timing, you respect your growth. Because the version of you that begged for love is not the same version that now embodies it. You are the love you were waiting for. You are the miracle you were praying for. You are the sign you were looking for. And if you needed someone to tell you it's okay to start over, this is it. Start again. Start small. Start scared. Start messy. But start. Because the dream didn't die. It just needed you to wake up. To realize your worth isn't in what you do. It's in who you are. To remember that your voice is sacred. Your presence is powerful. Your purpose is already written. You don't need to figure it all out. You just need to keep walking. Keep breathing. Keep believing. Because faith isn't knowing how it ends. Faith is choosing to keep going even when it's hard. And you've mastered that. You've fallen and gotten back up. You've lost and found yourself again. You've wept and still watered the world with hope. So don't let this world make you cold. Don't let the pain turn you bitter. Don't let the pressure make you forget your heart. You are not what you've been through. You are what you became through it. You are grace in human form. You are fire wrapped in calm. You are proof that beauty can rise from ashes. So here's your reminder. You don't have to rush. You don't have to compete. You don't have to prove anything. You just have to be. Be present. Be kind. Be true. Because in a world chasing more, you are the quiet voice that says, I already have everything I need. Right here, right now. And that is freedom. Not in things, not in titles, but in truth. Your truth. So speak it. Live it. Stand in it. Because the world needs your light, your softness, your courage. Don't dim to fit in. Don't shrink to stay safe. Don't settle to avoid being alone. You were not born to hide. You were born to shine. And now it's your time. Let them see you. Let them hear you. Let them feel the fire in your story. You've earned it, not by being perfect, but by being real. So if this message hit your soul, if these words felt like home, if you've ever stared into the dark and still chosen to believe in the dawn, then this is your sign. Like, share, and subscribe. Not for me, but for the version of you that's rising. The one who knows your pain didn't come to destroy you. It came to wake you up. And now that you're awake, there's no going back. Only forward, only higher, only truth.